championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever. Biafra Restoration Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible, and no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable Biafran spirit.
Die. are fighting for freedom. Freedom, yeah. Biafrans, we know what we want. Biafrans, we know what we need. All we want is Biafra. All we need is Biafra. Our leader have tell us the truth. Now we know who we are. Osaflani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. They are cleaning our people.
No more one Nigeria. Yeah, my convention is over, man. All we need is Biafra.
I am not saying this because I'm a Biafra, but I'm thinking of the life we lose every time that killing innocent people, yeah, raping our women, yeah. Who doesn't know about the 10%? Who doesn't know about the oil well? House of Fulani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. All we want is Biafra. We want to go home. Biafra.
Biafra, land of the rising sun. Bumbo clan. It was good and evil and we chose good.
Enegwa is calling Biafra. Anani saying Biafra. Ogoja is saying Biafra. Enegwa is saying Biafra. Urobo is saying Biafra. Shekiri is saying Biafra. We want to go home. We want a freedom. We want to go home.
Yo, look again. I got nine.
Tropical mix.
Biafra, the rising sun. Bumbo clan.
Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible, and no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable Biafran spirit.
Once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is referred to as a child of circumstance. It is being anchored by Diokpa Uche Okafo-Mefo, who hails from Abatete in Anambra State, Biafra land. Mazi Uche Okafo-Mefo is the man who has assured us on this quest that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And today he is standing uniquely aside, observing everything that is happening, because people have to say the story. People have to ensure that nothing more but the truth prevails in the end. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is being powered by Pro-Biafran Group under the de facto customary government of Biafra land. It is being headed by Alhaji Asari Dokubo, and the deputy chairperson for the de facto customary government is our sister Rita Anebogo. We have other genuine Biafran individuals like Uche Nasibu, who is in charge of Homeland and Homeland Affairs. We have our Mazi Chuka Fomefo in charge of information and communication. We have on this platform Dr. Kadu in charge of the advisory body. We have Ike Nanwan Onenyi doing all they can to ensure that the guiding principles are intact. We have Dr. Okadu. Of course, we have Mazi Ubidio Binu. We have Mwenyinyo. We have the Prophet. We have our Eda Unyale. We have Mazingu Kinkwo. We have Ukum Onwuzurumba. Too numerous to mention. And of course, I acknowledge the interim parliament members and all of you who are doing the best you can to ensure that this all restoration project is brought to a conclusive end. I am George Onyimbe by the grace of God, and I'm from Agbo. Agbo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. I will move on to acknowledge every member of the Biafra Nation Alliance family. From Bra Peter, in charge of the Northern Administrator, down to Odewede, in charge of Africa, Bruno, in charge of Asia, and of course, Okum, and the administrators of Europe, Okuyomoka, and of course, our brother, Mazi Mbadike, who are doing all they can within the American continent, and of course, Canada. I will appreciate all of you, both the administrative department as well as the board of trustees. You are all acknowledged this evening, as always. And that having been said, I acknowledge all the pro-Biafran group who, out of probably extended knowledge, study and learning, has decided to engage the situation in such manner as they are being engaged. Some believe in the devolution of power. Others said it is constitutional review. Yet many more clamor for referendum. And then others call for regional autonomy. And each of you working sincerely for the genuine purpose of allowing us to be the author of our destiny, creating atmosphere where we can live in a country we can call our home. Acknowledge all of you tonight. But that having been said, we must begin to re-emphasize for the sake of the next generation. I will acknowledge the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing they know how to do is to insult people, and they are living it out. China Sanguru over there in Kuwait is fighting to save us and give us a nation that will look like heaven, but yet you don't know his name. Yet you don't know where he lives. Yet all of them give us their fake ID, 99.9% of them. And then he comes into your inbox here in Biafra land. He whispers to you, bro. We understand the position where all of you are, including myself. And we are going to work hard until you wake up from this hallucination. Indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, I am here. You come out and insult and say rubbish. But the truth is that they can't wait say mama no go sleep, he no go sleep. This having been said, acknowledge the Creator, the one who made the heavens and the earth. He is the power that shapes our way. He is the lifting up of our head, our hope and stay. In matter both great and small, He remained our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the very primordial influence that drives us. And tonight, I acknowledge Him. We will have to go to our topic this evening, which is simply titled, How far have we gone with our agenda and target on the restoration project. This should be considered as a historical question. How far the people of Biafra, home and abroad, Saboteur and angels, how far have we gone with our agenda on this restoration project? Something happened today, and then it kept me thinking all day. And in most cases, every genuine woman who want to make progress in life must always put on their thinking cap. There was this woman, about 80 years old. She died this afternoon. And then when they were taking her remains to the mortuary, the people around the community were whispering, "Now hungry kill am, now hungry kill am. She died of hunger." Some were saying it to spite the family. Others were saying it to mock them. But then I begin to consider such a woman who has labored almost half of her life. She gave birth to children with the intention that one day she will be weak and they will help her. And maybe they ignore her. She starved from morning till night. Could old age be now considered as a sin? Could it be that this woman did not plan well when she was young? Or could it be that the children are too poor to help their aged mother? Or could it be they just decide to be deliberately wicked? But whatever the case may be, I have concluded that old age is not a sin. And I pray to live to a ripe age, if that be the will of God, because that is what I desire. But I pray most especially that moment where I cannot help myself any longer, even if there are people around there who will want to help me, except God permit, I will want to go. It boils down to thinking. It boils down to the question I asked this evening, because we are gradually drifting from the main reason why we came here. Some people think that they can play the game, abrakata mi brakata, and then make all these troubles go away. But you lie, because that is why we are the watchman. This is something we have not seen before. And this is something certainly you do not know how it's going to end. One of the most important key resources is the ability to analyze situation and basically reevaluate moment. Today, you look at the social media, those of you on the agitation platform, some are rejoicing. Oh, we sit at home today. We sit at home today. Even when you are supposedly disobeying command and control, chain of command. They said, the barrister said, your Nnamdi Kanu asked you to suspend sit at home. And then you disobey and you sit at home. And while you are sitting at home, you do not know that you are rebellious to the genuine system, if there was any. And then we begin to wonder, imagine if we were in a war situation. Who gives the order? Who obeys the order? Who disobeys the order? This is some of the ways you need to begin to review the position we are. Now they cannot supposedly ask you to sit at home. And so during the war front, you endanger lives of principal officers, most of you are doing. And then on another area, they are happy that they did not disobey Nnamdi Kanu, their God, that they went to their job. Two different agendas for one purpose. And then we come to look at it in the end of the two people who is saying. But the truth there is, they give order and counter order. Honestly, nobody sat at home in the southeast today because that is what they want. IPOB have issued internal memo to some of the recruits they hired. Some of those jobs they can always influence. And they show themselves in different strategic locations. They say don't go out. They ask you to go out. But yet they are the one indirectly threatening the people not to go out. The same people. Now the Kanu want to prove to Nigerian government that yes, he has done his job by calling off the seat at home, so they can consider him. But it does not need that. Nigerian cannot help Nnamdi Kanu. Nigerian cannot help anybody, including the people trying to hijack Nigeria. May God make all of us to see what is coming. The only thing that can help you is Onyegbunenwanneya, tell your people the truth. We have seen people who have gone before you. Maybe when this narrative will change, we will tell all of you we know what you are doing. Genuine Biafrans, use your tongue and count your teeth. And then when they are bargaining, they say, you see, they have lifted it up. They are the one doing it. We understand all those games. Remember, our topic this evening is simply, how far have we gone with the agenda and the target for this restoration project? And most of our people don't even know what is happening. They are just, being part of just the fun. You are doing it for the fun. But I wish you will realize that this is a matter of life and death. This is a matter of trying to safeguard, mortgage, salvage the future of the next generation. Tonight, let us review the main factor in our discussion, which is focusing on the agenda and the target. These are two different things. And before we dabble into those areas, before we used to ask people in Biafra land to sit at home now. And then I begin to wonder, in Delta State, no sit at home. In River State, no sit at home. In Cross River State, no sit at home. In Bayelsa State, no sit at home. What is it? Are we not supposed to be fighting for the same Biafra? You see, you are losing ground on daily basis. But most of you think that living on self-glorify or living in past glory is the way to go. No. So the Southeast is not part of the movement any longer. Nnamdi Kanu used to be the leader of all Biafra. But we know all this game. And the genuine Biafrans must stand aside. You must stand aside and defend the true purpose and cause. Because most of you have not been able to see beyond your immediate present. It is going to be very terrible. But we thank God we have men and women who are standing to respond at the right time. This is supposed to be shut down everywhere. We understand that no matter how bad it is, we have close to 55 to 75% compliance in the Southeast. And now somehow along the line, you say, no, it's Eastern Security Defendant. Eastern Security Defendant. But IPOB originally was supposed to be structured with a purpose and agenda, which is what we are going to review. And so how come we are dancing towards this way? Nigeria is not afraid of sit down in Southeast. Nigeria is not afraid of sit down in South-South. In most cases, if they have tagged you, they are not afraid of you. But certainly there is something they are afraid of. There is something they are afraid of. And I know they are working very hard to take advantage of situations. But my happiness is that their level of crime against us as a people has gone so viral, they cannot hide it anymore. The people know the truth already. Very soon, all of you who are feeding on the misery of our people and blackmailing, character assassinating, you will not have your way. The people of Biafra must be advised. They must be cautioned. They must be careful. It is only the person that loves you that tells you the truth. They fear the unification of the Biafran people. They fear the boys that will blow the pipeline now and then send Nigerian borrowing. And of course, without the flow of oil, nobody borrows Nigeria any money. They fear the day we will come together as one. Because we were one from the inception. They fear the day somebody to represent as a president and we all unanimously present one person. They fear that day. They fear the day when everybody will say all for one and one for all. They fear those days. Those days will come. And that's why we are still here. But most of you, this is far beyond your dream and imagination. And so somewhere along the line, you are going to stifle the whole system. And then after all, how many years do we have to live? And then when we leave the stage, our children will begin to carry the burden. Just like we have suffered more than our fathers suffered in their time. But let's not digress further and go. I said we are looking at two main areas. One is agenda and the other one is the target. What is the agenda? You ask yourself, what is the agenda? We have agenda, and that agenda is what brought us here. The Yoruba have agenda in one Nigeria. The Fulani, Hausa have agenda in one Nigeria. Everybody have agenda in whatever they do. Without agenda, what you are doing is purposeless. It is useless. When we join IPOB, when we join Biafra Restoration Project, we have agenda. It was communicated to those who made themselves available. Because being a member of IPOB, the last time I checked, was a very hard decision to take. We saw the agenda, we reviewed the agenda, and we started this journey. Number one, we understand the role, the important role that unification of the Biafran people is to play. Unification. That was the first agenda. Let's unite our people. Tonight, I must seize this opportunity to appreciate, first of all, the founding father of the Igbo nation. Of course, I mean the Igbos in the southeast. You people did very well. Believe me, I envy the form of unity that exists within the southeast. I envy such moment where you will be insulting Abia man, and then you have another man from Enugu state vigorously defending Abia man as if he's from Abia. After all, at the end, are we not the same? But men made it possible. I do not know if it is the handwork of Ohaneze Ndigbo. I do not know if it is that of World Igbo Congress. I cannot say if it is Alaibu Development Union. I do not know if it's other minor or mini progressive socio-cultural organization in the Igbo land. But they did very well. Whoever they are, your sacrifice and effort is yielding results. Because I understand clearly, without working very hard to you didn't know. And of course, IPOB then campaigned vigorously, because we used to hear rap onya awonye wawa, but that language doesn't ring bell any longer. Tonight I recognize the founding father of the Ijaw nation, because I know it is not easy. You can see how all of us are mesmerizing on social media. You can see how all of us are blackmailing one another. You can see how those of us who are on this front line to redefining the Biafran statue, you can see what we are doing to ourselves. Most reasonable and honorable individuals are gradually beginning to lose their senses, and yet they're not seeing it. Men rose up and defended the Ijaw nation. Of course, there are differences from within them, but it's impossible to separate the Kalabari to Wakirike man. You're talking about the other Ijaw communities, Utueke, Epie, Patani, even up to Southern Ijaw. Men did those things. It's not just men. It is not just Ijaw Youth Council. We thank you. But for many others, ethnic nationality within the Biafran state will just relax and do nothing. That is exactly what they want. Some are fighting very hard not to associate. But I tell you, that is exactly what they want for us. They want you to say you are autonomous community. They want you to say you are your own nation. And only the enemy of our people will fight for such to prevail. Because if you know how many times and money that was invested in the balkanization of the Biafran nation, I tell you, you will have sleepless night for the rest of your life to divide, to make sure we are unified. They came and divided us. And the more they divide us, we are weakened. And the more we are weak, they rule us. You go back to the history of the colonial master, irrespective era or dispensation, we normally talk about divide and rule. It is painful that even in a time like this, within a system that is meant to save us from this anarchy, from this pending doom, some are still dividing us just to rule us. But we will help you so that this very system you have initiated, you will have a test of it before your time is up. And so in agenda, first agenda is the unification of the Biafran people. Does this ring bell to you anymore? It took more than 8 to 10 years. We almost got it. We almost got it. Every ethnic nationality were to go back and start charity begins at home. Every ethnic nationality within the Biafran nation territory was to go home and sensitize their people. But then Nnamdi Kanu is afraid of devolution of power. How could such man ask Nigerians to devolve power? Where is Ijaw representative? He will not attend any consultation. And some of you listened to him when he made a broadcast. And people do not know why we keep referring to some of those issues. We think he has anything to do to us. No. Our case has been settled physically and spiritually. And so there is nothing anybody can do about it. You neither could be able to improve on it, and you cannot destroy it. He came on Radio Biafra. He said, what kind of Anyoman nonsense? Because he was listening to gossip. Because he was looking to who to set up. What kind of Anyoman nonsense? Is that supposed to be a language of unification? My brother, we will shout Biafra, Biafra, Biafra until we do the right thing. Of course, details are not supposed to be revealed on air. Yoruba understand the role. They practically studied the system. They knew one day Yoruba Christian and Yoruba Muslim will have to fight. Because the two doctrine of religion contradict each other. But I'm telling you, the Yoruba nation has prepared capacity to wait for that day. That is why somebody like Adeboye mother can be Muslim and his father is a pastor, and yet They leave Muhammad where Muhammad belong, and they leave Jesus Christ where Jesus Christ belong. But you look at some sentiment among us, because we have not even reviewed the principle of unification. Where you see Igbo man that is a Muslim, you begin to think, hey, way Islamization, hey, way Islamization, hey, way Islamization. Has Yoruba land been Islamized? You see, we are missing it somewhere. When we talk about unification, it's not just coming together to form a process. I can come now and tell you anything about Yoruba, but these are truth. And when we see what they are doing better than us, we say it out. Number 2 agenda was to create a platform. To create a platform. Our ancestors did have trade together. They did have trade. If I dabble into those histories, we may not live here tonight. There is a blood lineage between the people of Afari Beku, the people of Omuahia, Obakala, to the people in Ogoni. But because the system have been destroyed, you will not hear it. There is a relationship between the Andoni people and the Akwa Ibom people, Andoni inside River State. There are relationship between Ndone and Anyoma, Akaboka, Omok. They were one practically, but the platform that kept them one was destroyed. If I begin to go in depth, how Nigerians sponsor this division among us, all of you, most of you will not 100% agree. It may raise up sentiment from within among you, but if I can put the next generation, your own generation, on the path of righteousness and truth, how does that bother me? But I care. But you talk about how they destroyed the relationship with us. Taking certain example from the abandoned property. Who actually abandoned property? Who took the abandoned property? Do you know the abandoned property led to the formation of Bill of Rights? The movement that was later on headed by Ken Saro-Wiwa. Those were the nemesis. But I won't go in details. But they were internal sponsor, the Nigerian state. This they know. All to weaken the Biafra nation. We've almost gotten it. We've almost gotten there. Everybody was almost coming on board until gradually, somewhere along the line, somebody's ego was going to be bruised. Somebody's ego was going to be reduced. And that was Nnamdi Kanu. And he would rather let not Biafra come than for him to come down from his high horse. It's a problem. Go back and review the agenda. Find out where you are. And for once, tell yourself the truth. You want to tell me somebody like Tompolo is going to tell Nnamdi Kanu, my savior, my savior? Are you telling me somebody like Asari Dokubo is going to come and tell Nnamdi Kanu, my savior, my savior? Are you going to tell me somebody like Ateke is going to tell Asari, Nnamdi Kanu, my leader, my supremacy? And then come to think about it. If these few persons I have mentioned will not worship Nnamdi Kanu for any reason, what do we do? Do we protect the ego of Nnamdi Kanu, or everybody come down from their high horse and let us look at the issue that is at stake, which is the safety of the Biafran nations? I understand when the de facto customary government was formed, Alhaji Asare Dokubo was nominated as the head of the implementation committee. And then Diokpa Uche Okafor Mefo was appointed as the information and communication representative. Now, the posts are still online. IPO Bingos, the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, hit the social media platform and were mocking supposedly Uche Mefo. Hey, I become Asare houseboy. Hey, but if becoming Asare houseboy will give us Biafra, if Biafra is truly what you want, don't you think this we should do? After all, Biafra will emerge. And this Biafra that we've bled for, we fight for, considering the people and the legacy of those who has gone before us. If you think you are coming to do abrakatami brakata, my brother, you are not ready for what is coming. That is where we are today, but most of you don't know. The second agenda to create platform. Ego of Nnamdi Kanu will not allow us to go anywhere. As I say, you got to live in Nnamdi Kanu. How can you move in where you have an adult like that shitting on the pathway? We got to clean the mess, and that is what we are taking time to do. And of course, if you want to be reasonable, if you want to be fair enough, you can begin to see the difference in between the lines. But you can choose to be a judgmental mindset. We already know this truth. We already know how most of you will react. We already know what you are going to do next. But our duty as the watchmen, we go nowhere. Weji mweze kwese, weji mwe woro kwese. Mweze adefu namba. Number 3, under the agenda, our mission must be defined. Our mission must be defined. Most people shouting Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. They don't even understand. The agenda is not just the unification, but after unification, you have to create a platform for process, and then there is need to redefine. The agenda must be redefined. Why are we fighting for Biafra? Is it so we can have Igbo president or Niger Delta president? Is it all because we want to get the oil well back? Is it because of the oil well? Is it truly because we want to develop our human capacity? These questions is going to be addressed. The people who formed America, irrespective of their different backgrounds, America was actually defined. They have embodiment of constitution, which is to be respected, held in high esteem more than any other. They understand sometimes men and women, innocent as well as guilty, may have to die, but let America remain. And so today, the people of Biafra, on this agenda, are we sure we are on the process of defining our mission? If you do not defend your mission, define it rather. When they gossip about you, it will work. The Nigerian state know how they meander among us, turn us against each other, and will fall woefully for the prey. And this is because our mission has not been defined. There are people who have been consulted in all that ethnic nationality that makes up the Biafran nation. For some reason, I will not call their name. And from first-hand information, they told Nnamdi Kanu that they are going to come out in full force and join this struggle. But they have to write agreement. And that agreement is that when Biafra finally emerge, they will be with Biafra for 50 years. And let's see how it's going to be. And those representatives said that, but if after 50 years it's not working, everybody should call it off. Was that not fair enough? But you see, you're going to punch on Nnamdi Kanu ego. He never responded to them. He never talked to them again. What he did was to look for some Ijaw, look for some Ogoni, look for some Akwa Ibom, look for pick them, and then he hammered them inside the US. Why is it you don't hear their voice? Paddy government inside Biafra will never come. It's okay. And then we go on to the last one on the agenda, which is initiation of mission. Practically today, are we fighting for Igbo nation or we are fighting for Biafra nation? And of course, I encourage every ethnic nationality in Biafra land. The earlier you people begin to prepare to defend your territory, the better for you. Do not think I am against the success of Igbo nation. If there is anything I can do, I will campaign for them. I keep admiring their achievement. On that angle, I want to hear more of Ogoni nation. I want to see activities more of Efik nation, Ibibio nation, Anang nation, Ankpa nation, Eka nation, Okwani nation. I want to see more of it. But in the midst of all of it, we must understand the need while we are getting ready. If you go to the north, the TV, the Cannery, the Gwari, the Nupi, all these people know who they are. But for over the years, they fought for Northern agenda. And should I said Boko Haram is trying to now wipe them out so they can perfect the Fulani agenda? Anyway, it's a conspiracy theory. The same thing in Biafra land. Because if somebody need to consult somebody in your territory, if you are not organized, you have prepared to be disorganized. And it will be terrible on that day. And so there is need to initiate mission. On this aspect, on this Biafra de facto customary government, on this Biafra Nation Alliance, we keep calling you. Get on board. You need to know what is happening. You need to defend one side. You need to do something. Honestly. You see the confidence that is being built in those areas where they are listening to Biafra human rights? It will shock you. We need to initiate the mission. Nigeria has started canvassing for election, re-registration or transfer of their PVC. And some criminals are telling you, no election in Biafra land, no election in Biafra land. But they are the people who are working for the Fulani. They are the people working for Nigeria. You have been a witness to that. No election, no referendum. People died for all these projects. People died for all these projects. They were proud and glad that they died for what they believed in. And we will make sure their death is not in vain. And then without properly reviewing what you are saying, how does this affect us as a people? What is the advantage or disadvantage of initiating such process? It doesn't concern them. The only thing they focus on is the bargaining chip. You are just another bargaining chip. You are just another bargaining chip. Hey, no election in Southeast. No election in Southeast. You are somewhere in Finland. You are somewhere in Saudi Arabia. You are telling us no election in Anambra State. To what extent? Where is the money Nnamdi Kanu, Benjamin Madubugu, Bright Chimezie, Barrister Ojofor? Where is the money that was signed, sealed, and delivered now? 8 years is gone. And then another, you are becoming another bargaining chips. I am not a politician. I will never be a politician, even in 100 lifetime. Not because they are evil, not because it is not a honorable job, but it is not my style. It is not my style. I have to discomfort myself to have taken PVC card, voters card, during the time of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Up to now. And certainly I'm not going to register. After all, our ID is complicated already. But then, there are people who are meant for that purpose. Let them do what they are meant for. When we talk about the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria, it looks as if it's only we are the only ones suffering it. Without more advanced sophisticated planning to survive, you will be shouting for the rest of your life. And so, agenda is first. Some people come here, what is your agenda? My brother, sister, come on board. So that you can have your say in our say. And then the second aspect. Where is the target? Do we have target? When Dr. Kado comes online, he said we are wasting too much time. This is because we don't have target. What is our target? We do have target before. We do. I need to show you how we infiltrated into every system in Nigeria. Those of you shout IPOB, IPO, bingo, IPO. You don't know how this system was designed. And of course, we keep calling those of you who have not defiled yourself in the name of IPOB. You need to come on board because we have to run all over Biafra land once again. No target. There is no target. And when you talk about the target, we look at, for instance, target of evangelizing Biafra. Are we still doing evangelism? No. All you are doing is look for George Onyibe post. Look for this one. Just look at IPOB since the arranged arrest of Nnamdi Kanu took place. Every day they are cursing themselves. And most of you can't even look at the level of lunatics is going to lead you into a nation. Oh, you thief money, you thief money. Hey, we see me, I want to hijack IPOB. Hey, we China Sangwolu want to overthrow what do you call the charge and bill lawyer there? DOS Oga, Chike Duziem. And now all of a sudden they've lose sight of George Onyibe. I am no more a saboteur. I am no more sleeping with people's wife. I am no more sleeping, taking money. I see they got, now I don't they pepper. Is that not what they are doing? Because that is how it's meant to be. You deliberately allow yourself to become the instrument of deception, the instrument of blackmail. Is it Iluanya now that is destroying IPOB? Or is it Mazim Efo that is stealing IPOB money? Mazim Efo, how much did they pay you? How much did they pay you? But you don't know there are people stealing all your life, stealing your destiny without your knowledge. Where is defense fund? Where are the billions of dollars for transmitter? Hey, George Onyibe stole it. What kind of horrible people are these? And so, who is the saboteur inside IPOB now? All the angel inside IPOB. How market? Vice President of Biafra, Canon Takano. Those ones are doing their own meander. It's a shame. Faith does not work in agitation. It is principle, determination, and sacrifice that works. Oh, Elohim will give us Biafra. Did you not check how many years it took the children of Israel to get to the promised land? With all the miracles, could they get there overnight? No. principle must be acknowledged. Anyway, we look at another target. Induction stroke indoctrination. When you talk about induction, you're supposed to prepare the heart of the people to know what is to come. But if you truly prepare their heart, your fear is that tomorrow you will break those rules and they will disrespect you for that. So you better keep everybody in the dark so you become holy. Induction is a process where you enlighten people on what is to come. You look at IPOB activities, it is useless because Nigeria will always checkmate you. Bring unknown gunmen and make them give you Fulani herdsmen. And they call them unknown gunmen. Insist on your sit at home, fake sit at home. The Janja weed will teach you lesson. They will beat you in your own game. And the people will be fooled because you did not tell them the ethics of what we are doing. I constantly advise people, do not be careless with your life. I'm not asking you to be a coward. I'm not asking you to subject yourself to fear. I say do not be careless with your life. And if for any reason, if we must die, my brother, you that witnessed it will bear testament to the fact that man has walked this earth. And then you look at indoctrination. This was what gave, first of all, enabling grace to early Christians. They knew they were going to die. They were properly indoctrinated. You can imagine when Apostle Paul stand before the Christians in Ephesus. He sent a message to those in Corinthians and said, please encourage the brethren. Encourage the brethren. Remind the brethren that through trial and temptation shall they enter the kingdom of God. And the Bible says for this purpose, they were willing to lay down their life without any shred of fear. In those days when men were men. Nigeria will say no more protest. We will protest. And of course men will fall. Because the people then were properly indoctrinated. They are not dead. Everyone is standing back. Because honestly, Nnamdi Kanu shock all of us. We are whiter than white. Oh, anyway. And then the final on the target. Total incorporation. We're supposed to have a set time for total incorporation. Everybody is supposed to be on one board. We're supposed to make a call now to Ogoja and say, we intend to do this. What is your take on that? He said the time is not right. Because in a time like this, Ogoja people don't go out. And you see the purpose of incorporation. And then with this target, everybody get ready. And at the right time, you initiate. But not everybody will understand it anyway. When we are able to initiate all these processes, what we want become easier to get. But without that, my brother, the journey has just begun. There is need for us to go back to the drawing board and begin to do the needful. Most especially in a time like this. When Nnamdi Kanu, the DOS, and some gullible Biafrans who say they are IPO bingos has almost succeeded in deceiving, distracting everybody from the real issue. We need to go back to the drawing board. And of course, at this moment, our lines are open. It remains the same line on this Radio Biafra Extra. The WhatsApp line is 070815 45642. 070815 45642. remains our WhatsApp line. 07081545642 is our WhatsApp line. And then our direct line is 08122152971. 08122152971 is our direct line. For the last time, the direct line is 08122152971. And of course, if you cannot access any of this line, you are free to connect through my personal social media platform. And that is if you have access to it. You are free to connect from that angle. Do not forget, Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is on FM. In some area in Anambra State, you can be connected. Of course, Ogbaru Aziz, Tere, Mpo, Onitsha, you can get Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station on FM. And of course, in Zene Junction down to Ogbawusa to Head Bridge, you still can be able to get us on FM. 100.5. 100.5. And those of you in River State, within some areas in Obiakpo and Ikoli local government, you can't get Biafra Women Right and Freedom Radio Station on FM. Of course, it's not on all areas. You give us update what is happening in your area when necessary. And look for the nearest family of Biafra Nation Alliance family and identify with them. There is so much at stake, and we cannot afford to betray, to sell up the next generation. We are on FM, we are on app, we are on Simple Radio, and of course on satellite. Make sure you get connected. I'll be back in a minute.
I think it's time to lay it all out. Can I hear my snare drum?
Yeah, keep it rolling, sis. I'm on it.
That's okay, thank you. Shake your man. Miss summer on this. Walking down the miles in the long journey. Yeah, people said we are nobody, but we know certainly we are somebody. Yeah, time is so hard. These days are like nights, yet we struggle hard to see we get to the light. Like brothers and sisters, we join our hands to work hard. Yeah, and we are making sure that we get to the promised land, a land of milk and honey that is costlier and worth more than gold and money. We are making sure that we get out of this jungle, and the little quirky cabia my sisters true. No matter how deep the ocean, we will swim through. I tell you words cannot explain all we have gone through. In the hands of the enemies, zoo and the government. Biafran blood, passed through with love, but we have Chukwuka Kabiyama, nothing goes wrong. Blacks rules everything around me, and it's pounding my DNA. Cash rules everything around me, and it's found in my DNA. Yeah, freedom is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. Biafra is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. We bear from blood, we never give up in this struggle. We are aiming high up. We are smart and fast, enemies can't catch up. Yes, we know what we want, so we'll keep our pace up. Listen, we can't demand for what is not ours. Biafra is a land, and for sure is ours. That's why I'm proud to say I'm a Biafran blood. I'm a Biafran. Biafra is blessed, Biafra is great, cause Chukwuka Kabiyama has approved it himself. You see, Nigeria glooms while Biafra blooms. Biafra is an ideology, and there is no way that you can kill an ideology. We set up Biafrans and Biafra flowing in the blood through our veins, and all the efforts of our enemies to stop us has all been in vain, cause we are the chosen ones. Yeah, blacks rules everything around me, and it's pounding my DNA. Cash rules everything around me, and it's found in my DNA. hurts you, but that's the truth. A Sunday you wind.
Yes, of course, we will continue to propagate this gospel. And hopefully, by the grace of God, the people of Biafra will see the truth. They will know the truth. And eventually, Biafra will be restored. Do not forget that the issue of Nigeria is an old story already. And trying to tell the world what we are going through in Nigeria is no more fashionable. It is no more news because everybody know. They want to Fulanize us, everybody know. They marginalizing us, everybody know. We are being disenfranchised, everybody know. We are being oppressed, everybody know. Our land is under military occupation, everybody know. There is indiscriminate killing going in our land, in the land of Biafra, everybody know. There is virtually anything you're going to tell the global community and that they are not aware of. It is happening right here in Biafra land. But then the ultimate question remains, what are we doing about it? What is our plan about it? What is our plan? For the last time, for almost 6 months now, we have succeeded in destroying ourselves more than building ourselves. And of course, for those who that is their mission, everything we are doing, will it give us this freedom that we seek for? Will it give us this freedom that we bled for? Will it give us this nation that we long for? And this is the time for every Biafran to truly go back to the drawing board. And what are you going to do there? We are going to reevaluate our target, review our target. We are going to review our agenda as far as this restoration project is coming. Like I said, at this moment, our lines are open. And of course, any moment from now, we will be winding down. The message has gone through to you. Make sure you are connected. Because the plans, the agenda to take our land, these people will not back down. They will not pull back. They will not. They will surely strike. And only when we are ready to respond, then and then alone will they go back. Processes are being initiated before our very eyes. Some of us think, anyway, it's Afghanistan. It can't happen in Nigeria. But what if it happened? What does the United Nations say about Afghanistan? What have the world powers say about the issue in Afghanistan? And then what makes you think otherwise? That if Biafra land, if Nigeria is taking over this moment, that anybody is going to say anything. Consider how many years we have been on this road, seeking for freedom. What has anybody said? What has anybody done? And so when such days, if eventually come upon us, people will cry, People will protest. People will revolt. They will kill most of us. And then those who survive within few months or years will get used to it. And then they say, let's move on. Somehow we got to survive. And that is why till today, the death of over 10 million Biafrans, nothing has happened yet. And now you see, we have so much job to do. And of course, at this moment, I will be winding up on this very program. Tomorrow is another day. We will continue from where we stop. Do not forget, you are encouraged to look for Biafran Nation, family closer to you, and make sure you join with them. And make sure you become part of this process. And of course, those of you who are in other pro-Biafran group, everybody, all hands must be on deck. Let it be the end of entertainment. Let it be the time for true discussion. And so on this very moment, we call it a day. Good night, and God bless every genuine Biafran.
Mommy, don't cry. Daddy, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra. Hello Biafra. I want you Biafra. Hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra. Hello Biafra. I want you Biafra. Hello Biafra. Freedom is here. Hello Biafra. I want you Biafra. Freedom is here. It's here. Hey, Papa God, I want to thank you for this beautiful thing where you did do for us. Finally Biafra is here, so make you never give up. I know yes, they killed us many years back. I know yes, they try to pull us down, but this kind of walk this way. Thank you for all the good things. Now you don't make us better. Now everything done better. Now thank you for the good things. See everything done better. We're living Brother Kaiga Waniru Kaika Kulanyo. Brother Biko Gawaniru. It makes me cry when I see my brothers being killed. Nigerian soldiers keep on killing us because we said for freedom. Yeah, take my life, but you can never take away that joy. Freedom is ours. We got what it takes to live. Hello Biafra. Now we be the